Good afternoon, Georgetown. It is Wednesday. It is time for our midweek newsreel, and we want to thank you for being part of the Georgetown life and community and ministry together. We are reminded again and continuously that the church is about so much more than worship. Most of us were raised to think about going to church and thinking about church as a Sunday phenomenon, and it certainly is. But these times remind us that we are about so much more than that. We are a web of relationships that we want to continue to build and grow. And we still find ways of doing things together and working together, even when we don't gather together as a complete and a whole body. So I've got 7 things to share with you, and I'm going to try and remember them without cheating with my notes as much as I can. Number 1. Feeding America distribution happened last night, and we had a great turnout of volunteers. We had 55 families that were served, which is super. And we are going to continue our twice per month distributions. Our next distribution is in 2 weeks. There will be a sign-up genius for that. And just know that starting in September, October, and November, the first distribution of the month will happen on a Thursday night, and the third week of each of those months will be our normal Tuesday night distribution. But as always, we'll keep you posted and apprised about those, and we thank you for your involvement and your support. Our back to school, number 2, our back to school initiative has gathered almost $3,500 worth of support. So thank you for helping Ugandan kids leave their COVID quarantine and hopefully get to back to school soon. Because their parents were not able to work during the pandemic, the $35 per student per trimester is going to help some of those students get back to school. So thank you for the ways in which you connect globally with this ministry by making your contributions. The third thing that I want to highlight, ministry related, is Stuff the Bus. We have a shopping cart at our main office entrance, and it will remain there until this Sunday, and then that will bring closure to that initiative. So you can bring school supplies in, and these will help underprivileged kids and families who have lower income capacity to be able to have school supplies as they anticipate returning in a few weeks. The fourth thing we want to lift before you is our new initiative, which is Hygiene Kits. We know that our Feeding America families don't oftentimes have access to simple hygiene products. This church has responded so well in the past that we've oftentimes had more supplies than we've needed. And if we have surplus again, we're going to not only cover Feeding America distributions, but we're also going to connect and reconnect with our Spark ministry, our ministry that is with local public school kids and families. What goes into a hygiene kit that you can think about? Well, we'll send out an email with a supply list, but some of those include shampoo, body wash, bars of soap, feminine products, toothbrush, toothpaste, dental floss, and deodorant. All of the kinds of things that we think about when we think of hygiene. So that's number 4. Our fifth thing that I want to lift before you is next week, Wednesday, we are going to make available a family activity, and it's called Random Acts of Kindness. And it's basically a bingo board, and you and your kids or your grandkids can do some of these random acts of kindness. When you score all of the spots all the way across, the following Wednesday, you can come to church for a drive-by ice cream social. So that's running the 12th to the 19th, Wednesday to Wednesday, next week. Our hygiene project will be ongoing, I suspect, for at least the rest of the month of August, perhaps longer. We'll see. But we want to find activities for you to engage in, and also ways for you to participate financially and also non-financially. Number 5 on my list is that we have, actually, I think that's number 6. Number 6 on my list is we have communion this Sunday. Our staff has devised a wonderful way to keep communion safe at Georgetown if you choose to worship here. If you've ever been served in a restaurant with mayo or ketchup or horseradish or something like that, you may know that that comes in a very small, either clear or black container that has a lid on it. You're tracking with me now, I can tell. We're going to put juice and we're going to put bread in those containers. We're going to have people give those to people who come here, and you will have individual and safe servings. So anticipate that when you walk in the door, if you drop in an offering in the offering box, if you pick up a mask, if you pick up a children's coloring book or activity book, you will also be able to pick up the bread and the juice. And we will have a couple of gluten-free and nut-free options for those of you who may need that or wish for that. So if you are participating on our online worship and our online life together, we want to encourage you ahead of Sunday to prepare some appropriate elements for you and yours that gather, because we will go through the liturgy and the celebration of communion together, both online and in person. The last thing I want to raise for you is an important one. The staff is still sorting through what are schools doing, what do we need to do, how do we need to think about programming for the year. We've been talking about this for a month, but we have been in consultation with multiple other churches, and we're still trying to figure out what might programming look like from a scheduling standpoint, from a curriculum standpoint, but just know that we could use volunteers. So if your passion is children and children's ministry, please connect with Cindy. If your passion is middle schoolers and high schoolers and beyond, we want to encourage you to connect with Eric. If your passion is worship related, please connect with Katie. And if you're not sure who these people are, just give church a call. Sarah in the office is the friendly voice that always will receive your email or receive a phone call from you. And we are glad that she's good at air traffic control and will aim you in the right direction. One last pastoral thought for you. As I've been thinking about health issues in the congregation, as I think about national health and global health, there are so many times when we pray to God and ask for healing. In the language of our children, we want to say, would you please make it better? And I'm reminded in my own praying and the praying that we are doing together, that oftentimes maybe what God is teaching us to ask for is to, dear God, make this bearable. And so as a community of faith, we pray those prayers. We pray, please make it better. And sometimes God does. And when God doesn't do that immediately, our prayers, as we want to learn and grow, is that He gives us the capacity to make it bearable. And we are reminded in Christian community that we cannot do that without each other and without the Spirit of God who lives in all of us together. So on this sunny day, may the peace of the risen Christ be with you today and all of the days ahead, as He makes things better and as He gives us the strength to make it bearable. Christ's peace to you.